Hey guys, TheInevitableSaiyan here, doing my Every Card is a Story segment for this Friday. I can't remember what number episode it is. I think it's probably something like 5 or 6. But this is probably going to be my most fun story to tell, actually. I hope that you guys actually watch the rest of this episode because it might be a little long, but I thought it's kind of a good episode to make because I've been wanting to do this for a while, but never really got the opportunity to. But with this new segment, it gives me kind of the chance to share my stuff. But yeah, the card of this week is Gold Sarcophagus, and the interesting part of this is this actually belonged to Ghopper85, and there is a very interesting story behind it. It's not just like, oh yeah, I have a extortionist card. No, it's actually a pretty interesting story. So yeah, I mean, you guys know how this works. I'm going to tell you the story. You guys comment below. Please thumbs up this video if you liked it. And here we go. So basically the story behind this card is, obviously when G-Hopper was still on YouTube, he was very looked up to by smaller YouTubers. I was one of them. He was always one of those people where he was always busy doing God knows what, to where he wouldn't really reply to any of my messages when I messaged him saying, like, hey, nice vid, or hey, can I get a shout out or something like that. But there was one night where I was in a call with Robbie Cole because I talk to Robbie pretty often, and he was just adding random people on Skype, and he ended up adding Ghopper85, and he actually answered, but he didn't have his mic. He would only type in the little text box in a group call and everything. And it was just a random, nothing important call. It was just, talking about random stuff like just that friends do. And in the chat box, I was just listening to what they were saying, and I noticed that G-Hopper was typing, and I was like, oh, I wonder what he has to say. And he says, does anybody have a flash drive for trade? And I actually did have a flash drive that I found at my school or something like that, and I didn't use it. It was some old 4 gig run, like kind of, it was almost chewed up, honestly, or something like that. Flash drive that I didn't need. So I typed back, I was like, actually, yeah, I do have one for trade. And he said, okay, get in a separate call with me. And I said, okay, sure, yeah, finally getting a call with G-Hopper, blah, blah, blah. Because, that was the big thing. He never answered. I was really happy to finally get in a one-on-one call with him. And sure enough, like 5 seconds later, he called me, and I left the group call with Robbie and all his friends and stuff to answer him. And I was sitting there talking to Ghopper85 on Skype with the video camera, and he was sitting there shirtless as he always was. That wasn't anything creepy. That was kind of, he was always shirtless in his videos anyway, so that was kind of to be expected. And we just started talking for like an hour. So he was like, okay, so what do you have? He's like, let me see the specs of the flash drive. I was like, okay. I think I sent him a picture of it. I told him the brand name, how many gigs, how old it is and stuff like that. And he's like, okay, I value it at like 9, 8, $10, something like that. I was like, okay. And he's like, all right, what do you have a wants list? And I said, yeah, sure. This is just like standard trading stuff. And I sent it to him, and he said, okay, I have several of these. Why don't you pick which one you want? And I said, and it was just pretty much random stuff that was all valued to where he was getting the better end of the trade. But I didn't need the flash drive, so I didn't care. I was just happy to finally be doing a trade with G-Hopper. So I said, okay, I'll take the gold star because I think that was a bit more expensive at the time than it is now. And I think it was around like $7. So he's like, okay, yeah, I can totally do that. And I said, can you include signed cards, because I collect signed cards, which you guys know. And I was like, wow, it'd be amazing to have signed cards by G-Hopper. And he said, yeah, sure, totally. So we ended up making the trade, and he actually has the trade proof still on his channel, and I'm going to link you guys in the annotation to where you can see his trade proof for when he got my flash drive and was sitting at the gold Sark. It's like the first 45 seconds of the video. He talks about it. So I'll link that to you. That's just kind of funny to watch again. But yeah, and then it actually took a long time. I sent first, obviously. Actually, he got it in about, I want to say, a little less than 2 weeks. It for some reason took a long time to get to his house. But he finally got it, and then he made the trade proof, and he was like, hey, thanks for the flash drive, man. Yeah, sure. And then he sent out my gold Sark and my signed cards. He actually threw in a couple things, which I thought was nice. So that was basically our trade. And then, obviously, what the really funny thing is in the story was the flash drive, because, a couple months down the line, I think this was in like June when we made the trade, or July or something like that. And I think he got arrested in November or late October or something, I want to say. I think it's November. But obviously when the news came out and Yugi2 was like just going crazy over everything, I went and looked at all the videos, and I looked at that news report that everybody was linking, and I thought one of the things was the news report said, when Adam Cole was arrested, police found numerous, like hundreds or thousands of inappropriate pictures and videos on laptops and flash drives, and I was like, oh my god, what did I give him? So, and I for like 5 seconds I got really scared. I was like, oh my god, I gave him a flash drive, but then I just it doesn't matter because I didn't know what he was going to do with it. But yeah, that's the interesting thing. I mean, I would love to know what became of that flash drive that I gave him. But anyway, I thought that was just a really funny story to share. I mean, everybody's got their G-Hopper stories. I listened to Dragon Duelist Girl. She shared one over Facebook posts. Begin the Uprising shared his with his girlfriend and everything. Cyrus13 obviously has his own story. So I mean, these are all people. These are really good people that just didn't know what was going to happen with him. His really close friends, and I mean, it just goes to show you never really truly know who you're trading with, because I mean, those people actually saw him in person. I only met him over YouTube and had like an hour video call with him on Skype. But yeah, I mean, you never really know who you're trading with. Those people saw him every day, and they were still just as shocked as all of us. But I still do have his signed cards. I still think they're even cooler now because they hold that thing, like, wow, I got them before he had this 10-year sentence and everything. So I still have signed cards by G-Hopper. I'll show those eventually in another video. But yeah, go check out that video of him doing the trade proof. That's kind of interesting if you like the story, the fact that that's still up. And yeah, that, guys, is basically the story of how I got this gold Sark, which was previously owned by Ghopper85. So a thumbs up if you liked this story, you like this video. There's a new story every Friday. Please subscribe if you like my videos, comment your opinions, and thanks for watching, guys.